Hey everyone, it's Hudspeth back again. We are going to talk about some different types of reactions. So today we're going to focus on three types of reactions, and we're going to continue to work on our balancing practice that we started last time. All right. So there are all kinds of types of reactions out there. We're not going to worry about all of them. We are going to focus on just a few different types of reactions this year. Okay. Try to make it a little bit easier on everyone. There's really only going to be 5 types that we're going to focus on this year. Today, we're going to learn about 3 of them. We'll do the other 2 next week when we get back together. All right. So the first type of reaction that we're going to deal with is a synthesis reaction. And when I think about this, I think about synthesis, synthesize, to make. That means we're going to combine components or parts together. Okay, seems kind of simple. In our general formula, we're going to take part A plus part B, and we're going to put them together to make AB. All right. Seems kind of easy. An example right here. We're going to take an element, sodium. We're going to add another element to it, chlorine. And look at this on the product side, only one product. That's how we know we have a synthesis reaction. That's the key that you can look at to think it's a synthesis because there's only one product. All right. Right here, these numbers in front, if we'll remember, these are called coefficients. This is what we're going to use to balance them. So that's all we really needed to know for a synthesis. 2 or more things on the reactant side, only one product. And that makes us a synthesis reaction. Okay? Keep on going. The second one is a decomposition. This is the exact opposite. When we decompose something, we break it apart. So we're taking our one thing and we're going to separate it into its individual components. So it's the exact opposite of synthesis. So the generic formula right here, we have AB. So that's our compound. It's together. And on the product side, we have A plus B. So that separates them out. The thing to key into for a decomposition reaction, one reactant, 2 or more products. So only one thing on the reactant side, 2 or more things on the product side. And that's how we identify it, just like that. So right here in my example, we have one reactant. It's a big reactant, a lot of elements there, but they're all together in a compound. So one thing on the reactant side, and then we have 2 separate things on the products, NO2 and H2O. So 2 different compounds on the product side, 1 compound on the reactant side. Once again, this is all balanced up because we have our coefficients in front. And we count out our atoms on both sides of the equation. Once both sides of the equation are equal, then we're balanced. Okay, that's pretty simple right there. Last type of reaction for the day. A combustion reaction. This is my favorite. In a combustion reaction, you're going to take something and you're going to react it with fire or heat or an explosion. And this is going to produce a compound or different products. So right here, we take some form of hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon is something that has carbon and hydrogen. Sometimes it has oxygen in it, not always, but it's definitely going to be a compound containing carbon and hydrogen. It's reacting with oxygen gas. So that is a key to this. Oxygen is always going to be a reactant. The products are always going to be CO2 and H2O. So carbon dioxide and water are always the products. The reactant is always going to be some form of hydrocarbon and oxygen. All right. Then all you have to do is balance it. I will give you a hint. If we have a combustion reaction, it's always best to balance carbon first and oxygen last. It makes it easier when you're doing this. Okay. Like I told you, that was going to be it for the notes today. We have to be able to identify these three types of reactions, and then we have to be able to balance. And we are going to get some practice with this balancing. So what I want you to do, I do want you to work on, there are 7 problems to balance. So that's just like we did before. Only 7 problems to balance. And identify. So right here, starting with this problem, we have to be able to identify what type of reaction we have right here, number 1. So we're going to have to think. I have 1 reactant, 2 reactants. I have 1 product. 2 reactants, 1 product. I'm going to go back up here to my general equation. 2 reactants, 1 product right there. That's going to be a synthesis reaction. So I just want you to write synthesis reaction right over here. Seems easy enough. Then we're going to balance this. All right, so when we balance this, we're going to have our N, we're going to have our H, and we're going to have our S, and then we're going to have our O. So on this side right here, I have 1 nitrogen. I have 3 hydrogens here, plus 2 more right there. That is 5 on the hydrogen side. I have 1 S and 4 O's. 1 S, 4 O's. Now I'm going to count the product side. I have 1 N, but it has a 2 on the outside of this parentheses. We're going to multiply that. So 2 nitrogens now, because it does multiply. I have 4 hydrogens here, and we're going to multiply it times that 2 also. Remember, it's distributing over there. So distribute that right there, that 2 over there to 4. Okay? So 2 times 4 is 8. Sulfur, I have 1 sulfur. Oxygen, I have 4 oxygens. So right there, my sulfur's equal, my oxygen's equal. I need more nitrogen. I need more hydrogen. Let's make our nitrogens equal first. It's right there on top. So I'm going to put a 2 right here in front, and then I'm going to make my changes. I'll make my changes over here in green. Instead of 1 now, I have 2. And 2 times 3 is 6. Plus, I have 2 more there. That's now 8. 2 is equal to 2. 8 is equal to 8. 1 is equal to 1. 4 is equal to 4. Balanced. It's now balanced. We had also said that this was a synthesis reaction. All right. So there's the first one. We did it together. Good job. I need you to go ahead and complete the other 6 reactions. Identify what type it is. And after you have it identified, I need you to balance each one.